Hi, I'm back again, and today I'm going to open up my box for my new air compressor. I actually have two air compressors, or I had. Well, now I do again. One compressor is down here in my big garage, and I had another compressor that's probably over 20 years old, and it finally rusted a hole in the tank, probably because I never drained the water out of it. Never drained the water out of it. There's a little valve on the bottom of the tanks to drain the water. And actually, I haven't done this one yet either. I should do that. So anyway, if you don't do that, you run the risk of rusting a hole in there. And the hole was size of the head of a nail, a framing nail. So it got to be a pretty good sized hole. I use that compressor for airing up tires and air mattresses and blowing with the air blower. So I don't need much of a compressor. So I did a little research and I found this compressor. And I bought this on Amazon, and this got delivered, I ordered it a week ago, and it got delivered after about 4 or 5 days. So it came pretty quick. It was delivered by the post office, and it's actually tagged as heavy, so it is a kind of a heavy box, probably closer to 50 pounds than anything. I think it's a 35-pound compressor, but I'll put some more information up here. I did do some research, and I kind of narrowed down to 3 different compressors, all in the 7 to 8 gallon range, trying to keep the cost down around $150, $160. This one I think was $170. I'll put the number up here. And I'll also show you the 3 compressors I was looking at, just for reference. All pretty good choices, and the criteria that I'm looking for on these compressors is the noise, because this wind compressor behind me is pretty noisy. I usually put some ear muffs on, and cubic feet per minute. Yeah, I think it's cubic feet per minute, and what the fill rate is to get the tank filled up. So looking at that criteria and comparing the results, I thought this was the best choice. Unfortunately, the information that they listed on the website said that it was quite clearly 4.7 cubic feet per minute, at 115 psi, which is phenomenal, almost too good to be true. Well, it probably is too good to be true, because I didn't read the rest of the information in the Amazon listing to show that that was probably not right. And it's just, I don't want to say it was a lie, but I think it was stated in there twice, and then it's also stated in there that it's 4.7 cubic feet per minute at some weird pressure. I think it's 56 psi, which is kind of a non-standard. The standard for cubic feet per minute, I think they usually list it at 40 psi, and then they also list it at 90 psi. And so that kind of messed me up. So shame on me for not fully researching this product, and shame on Amazon and XtremepowerUS, US, for having such a screwed up listing and misleading me, and ended up to buy this. I'm sure it'll be okay, but it's still kind of pathetic, and I'm not going to return it. I'll keep it. It's still going to be a decent compressor, I'm sure. So we'll see what happens. So let's get this thing opened up. That looks like a compressor down there. Always check both sides of your styrofoam. Make sure they haven't packed something in your styrofoam that you can't get to the fallout and you don't see right away. So by my usual standards, this is kind of a small compressor as far as tank size. I believe this is a 7-gallon tank. I'm used to usually buying like an 11 or 13-gallon tank, but I figured I didn't need that much. So there's the compressor, and apparently it's got two pumps, and there's a couple inlets on here. It looks like this is the output into the tank, and this looks like it might be the pressure relief valve. And then the output is here. We got 1 gauge. Oh, there's a pressure relief valve here on the back. right there. Comes with this bag. Nice little bag if you're needing a bag. And that's got the rubber bumper for the foot, 2 wheels, and 2 inlet mufflers which go here, I'm certain. Instructions with some additional hardware. Oh, and another funny thing about this compressor is, a couple days ago when I checked, remember I ordered this about 7 days ago, and 2 days ago I went to check on the stats on this thing, just to review it for this video, and I discovered that it's no longer available. I went to the XtremepowerUS website also, and it's not listed there either. So, unfortunately, even if this does turn out to be a nice one, it's no longer available. US XtremepowerUS does have a couple other compressors listed on their website. They also have a much larger one that's over $1,000. But we'll go ahead and get this thing put together. Now, according to the listing in the Amazon, it was a little bit vague, because another reason I like this one was because it says that it's 60 decibels. It was pretty clear in there it was 60 decibels. But here in the instruction owner's manual, it clearly says here that it's 75 decibels. So that's another lie and propaganda misinformation that is not appreciated. So there's very little information in here as far as how to assemble this or what to assemble, but it does show the part in the parts diagram. The parts, it shows the wheels, but it doesn't show any of the bolt that fastens the wheel. It shows the rubber bumper and where that goes. It shows where the mufflers go, but it doesn't say anything about how tight to tighten it. It also doesn't have the coupling here, which I'll take off my old compressor and use that one. So I've got a couple pieces of hardware here that I'm not sure what they're for. Let's see. So this is clearly the fasteners for the wheel. The mufflers don't have anything. Comes with 2 little rubber hoses that are extremely stiff because it is very cold. It's been sitting outside, and it's not outside, but in the other garage, it's like 30 degrees there. And then I've got this. Let's see, where's the bumper? That might be for the bumper. Oh yeah, that could be. It might go like this. And they don't show that in here either. They show the bumper as part number 11, but they don't show any hardware to hold it in. So the bumper leg, I've got to have a Allen. It's an Allen bolt, so I've got a, I don't know what size it is, but we'll use that to get this thing started. There's no lock washer, and I'm putting the flat washer on the bottom side here by my right hand, because that's up against rubber and it needs some sort of a flat surface to compress against. The nut is 14 millimeter. So leave it like that. Wheels. So we got a bolt, a wheel, and I'm going to put the washer on here and put the nut on here. The bolt is a Phillips head, and the nut is a 17 millimeter.
This is a good time to get your giant Phillips head out that you never use. Got that pretty tight. Gluten tight. Nope, too tight. Won't roll. Now I'm not going to put any Teflon tape on here. And there's a little hole here, and I'm going to rotate that down. When I tighten it up, the nut actually kind of bottoms out on this housing. Put the holes towards the bottom. Yeah, that's kind of a crappy design. The shoulder on the bolt is shorter than the wheel. So you either have to cut the wheel down a little bit, or, I don't know, have some sort of a different washer configuration on here. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to cut some material off the wheel, which is a pain in the butt for something that's so simple to design. All right, so I took my disc grinder and just ground some off of one side, left the other side okay. This is the side I'm going to put against the compressor because I guess the wheel itself won't touch anything, so it doesn't really matter. Let's do it. Let's put the ugly side to the inside. So bolt, wheel, washer, and nut. Now we have a wheel that turns. Pretty tight. We got wheels that rotate. Hooray! This in. There's nothing about running any sort of a setup cycle or to run the pump in. Some compressors do require to run it for 20 or 30 minutes with no pressure, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to plug this in. We'll see if it runs, and we're going to let it run for 20 or 30 minutes. So here's our cute little compressor. I've got it plugged into the 110 outlet. I've got the valve open, so it'll just blow air. And this is the on and off switch. Pull it up to turn it on. It's relatively quiet. All right, so it's been running for about 30 minutes. Let me see if I can get this on here. Should have some, all right, put a little thread sealer on here. All right. Let's see. Valve's closed, shouldn't matter. Go ahead and open that up. Turn it on, and we'll see how long it takes to fill. Watch the clock. Well, it zoomed up there pretty quick. Let me get my face closer in here to see what it's up to. it's right around 115. So that's good. It's not leaking. Valve's open. So it says pressure controls are set at factory for maximum safe operation. Do not adjust factory settings. So there isn't any actual pressure regulator if you're trying to regulate it for some sort of pressure control on like painting or something like that. I generally use mine all at maximum pressure, so that's really not going to matter in this case. So while this little unit looks like it's a pretty nice little setup, I am terribly disappointed in Amazon and in XtremepowerUS for all the misleading stuff in the description. What I should have done is when I read all those questionable things, and I should have just went to one of my other choices. It is quieter than I would say regular, my normal compressors. My wind compressor is noticeably louder. This one is quieter, but I really don't know at what level it is. So probably not my recommendation because of the misleading information on the website at Amazon, but at the same token, it looks like it's a pretty nice little unit. But you go ahead and consider your own. Make sure you look at the listings and compare the data as best you can. Make sure that you don't fall for any misleading, or try not to fall for any misleading information, and pick out the best choice for you. Thanks for watching.